flew the feck away and I'm left with nothing but a goddamn transmitter!
Oh, sorry, we give no refund. You should do another dance. Goodbye. Hello and welcome to this week's RCTV Roundup and News. In this week's episode we're going to be taking a look at some new kit from Boscam, a drone terror threat hype video from CBS, and a drone which could save the world. Or maybe not the world, but you, if you're having a bad day. So, last night for a lot of you was the South Park episode that included what looked to be something like a DJI or one of the other off-the-shelf ready-to-fly drones. I haven't seen the full episode, but I've seen some clips, and it seems that they're jumping on the press bandwagon and showing the kit in the worst possible scenario, with someone who, you know, is not an RC pilot. It's just someone that fancies having a toy with a flying camera, you know, having a toy around with a flying camera, and that kind of thing. Can't be good for our community. What do you guys think? While we're on the subject of that, we're going to be taking a look at another video kindly done for us by one of the subscribers, where CBS are talking about, one of their reporters is talking about drones being a threat to national security and the president and mayors and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not going to share the things that I think that could be used and do much more damage and a lot more precision than a drone. But there are things a lot more capable. Why they're picking on the drone or why they're picking on our hobby craft, I have no idea. We'll be taking a look at that video in a minute. Today, Boscam have released their GS922 FPV Diversity DVR goggles. Now, I'll pop some specs up here now, so you guys can have a look. The first thing that I know a lot of people are going to talk about is the resolution. Well, the resolution from the goggles isn't bad, but the DVR is only outputting 640, 480. Now, for most people, that's fine. Personally, I can't wait until DVRs are outputting a really good signal. But that kind of technology is probably a way away yet, maybe next year or the year after. But for now, this is a good cheap option. If you can't afford the Dominator HDs, this does look like an option. You're only going to get 30 degree of field of view as opposed to the Dom HDs, which I think is around 45, and that's the reason a lot of people are buying them. I also believe that you can't swap out the different receiver modules. You may be able to, but I had a look and it didn't look like you could. So that may be another reason to go for the Dominator HDs. Anyway, let's take a look at this drone threat video from CBS this morning.
Police in the country's biggest city warn of a potential terror threat. People notice, but we were surprised to learn just how far along New York police are in planning a response to a security risk from drones. Jeff Begay showed us how officers are setting their sights on the sky. Jeff, good morning.
Good morning. We've learned that the NYPD is actively looking for ways to stop an attack by a drone. For the last year, the country's largest police force has been increasingly concerned about a potential terror attack from the air by a drone armed with a deadly weapon.
We look at it as something that could be a terrorist tool.
Deputy Chief Salvatore DePace is one of the NYPD's top counterterrorism officials. For the first time, he is publicly acknowledging why the NYPD is paying close attention to America's fascination with drones and the potential that they could deliver a terrorist attack. Chemical weapons?
If the technology is there, which we're thinking it is.
Guns?
Guns, definitely, we've seen that. We've seen some paintball video where the drone was flying at different targets along the route and very accurately hitting the targets with the paintball.
But the NYPD sees a drone carrying explosives as the #1 threat. And this video was a wake-up call. Last year in Germany, a drone was hovering over a crowd of people just as German Chancellor Angela Merkel delivered a speech. It flew toward the podium and landed right in front of her. She was smiling, but law enforcement across the globe was not. What is it about that video that concerns you the most?
If you really think about what could have happened there, that drone hit its target right on the mark and could have took the Chancellor and her people out.
His concern has only been heightened by a dramatic increase in the number of drone incidents in New York City, over 40 in the last year.
Definitely a drone. He is going up the street and not between the buildings.
And in some cases, unmanned aircraft systems or drones are either intentionally or unintentionally.
So now, I don't know about you, but that video made me quite cross. The press are trying to sell newspapers and create stuff that people will watch so they can sell advertising against it. Now, they are loving our hobby as to be used as the enemy and to be talked about and to be hyped up into something that's dangerous. There are much better ways to deliver a bomb, for instance, than putting it on a copter. I mean, we all know, the people that actually fly these things, you need quite a substantial copter to carry a decent payload. And something like that is going to be quite easy to spot. There's much better ways to use this. And to be honest, the press are trying to rally up support for, you know, sort of the anti-drone campaigners. But actually what they're doing is handing it to people like, you know, the terrorists and stuff that they're finding are going to be using it. They might as well be just waving a big flag saying, hey, come and use a drone. Stick a couple of pounds of Sentex on it and drive it up the president's arse or whatever. It did make me quite angry. Anyway, go and watch the rest of the video, if you will. Come back here and let me know what you think about it below in the description. I really would be interested to hear your thoughts on that. Anyway, on a more positive note, a student called Alec Mamont has come up with an idea for an air ambulance drone. It will fly around 60 miles an hour, making its way to people that have had a heart attack or some sort of respiratory problem. Now, he's done his research, and these are the figures that I got off the Yahoo website. 800,000 people are having heart attacks in the European Union every year, and about only 8% of them live. Oh, chest pains. It's not very good odds, is it? So now he reckons that the reason for this really poor success rate is the slow response times. Now this copter can be activated straight away when the telephone goes. The GPS coordinates uploaded, it will make its way there via 3D map and land at the scene, and it can even have an operator at the other end talking to the person that's using the defibrillator or whatever's on board to try to save the person while an ambulance or whatever gets to them. Now that could be the use of these in a really positive light. I noticed that this was tucked away on the Yahoo website that nobody really reads and not being used by CBS to generate income for advertising and stuff like that. But there you go. Anyway, he reckons the drones are going to cost around $19,000. Well done, Alec. And his finishing words were, my hopes are that it could save hundreds of lives in the next few years. So, you know, that could be something positive for the drones out there. At the moment, everybody's sticking a boot in, so it's nice to see something on a positive note. So looking through my Facebook on the the Mini Quad page. I'll pop a link down, to the Mini Quad Club down in the description. It's run by a guy there called Nick. Really good. He's got a great YouTube channel for the Mini Quad Club. I've just ordered a t-shirt and they've done some really, I'll show you, I'll put an image in here of the t-shirts. Look really awesome. So anyway, I spot this pic from Ben C. He's actually watching RCTV News, or actually it's not a news episode, but it's one of the episodes from RCTV-UK, in his truck or in his car. And that's not something you see every day, is an image of yourself in someone's vehicle in another country. So thanks for posting that up, Ben. Which brings us to video of the week. And video of the week winner for last week was Ryan Rex for FPV racing practice. I really did think that was a fantastic video. I was surprised there weren't more votes for video number 1, or any votes at all for video number 2, but I just guess that way is the way the cookie crumbles. Videos for next week, please don't forget to vote for these guys, especially your own video, or you could do the kind thing and maybe vote for somebody else's. You voting is what makes all this worthwhile, and if you haven't subscribed to our channel already, please subscribe and hit the thumbs up button, because this really helps us as well. So, video number 1, Blackout Mini H Friday by Metal Danny. Danny's had a few videos in our CTV's roundup, and this one really deserves its place in this episode. Danny's putting out some fantastic comment and doing a really good job of flying the Blackout Mini H. Now, some of you, or most of you, will know Mario Shimenko, or RC Shim, as he's more commonly known on YouTube. This is Scary Fast Quad Dives.
And another shout out to Mark Barnard from RCTV-UK, RCTV-UK, he does a great show, a nice show. Yeah, check that out as well.
I'd also like to say thank you to Mario for the shout in his video last week. Video number 3 this week is The Importance of a Spotter by Dennis Borp. This is a really great little video. It's just a short little clip. He's having a battle through the trees and picks up a leaf. Take a look at that now.
Åh, jeg kunne ikke se noget!
Video number 4 this week is from Dominic Clifton. Now, I don't know Dominic's forum name. What I will put it here. I'll have a chance to look that up. Now, Dominic is the guy from Clean Flight. Now, Base Flight has been around for a while. Dominic was working on helping with the base flight stuff for the NACE 32, but he had some ideas that weren't he fell out with the guys at base flight and he went his own way. Now there is a spur of base flight called clean flight, and the idea is to have a much cleaner code that's a lot more understandable for the open source guys to work with, and the idea is that the code just works better. I can't tell the difference between the two at the moment because my PID tuning is awful. And if anybody wants to come to Hemel Hempstead in Hertfordshire and help me tune my triclone prototype, then please do. This is a great little video. Dominic is playing around with the LED light configuration and stuff and showing what it's capable of. Now, I witnessed at the London Hackspace this in operation a few weeks ago, so I thought I'd share this little video of it with you here. If you'd like to vote for him, go over and check his channel out. I'm sure he'd appreciate it.
Hi guys, update time again. What you're looking at here is a new quadcopter at the middle of the building. It's got 28 WS2812 RGB LEDs. Each one can be set to a different colour. They're all programmable. Over here we've got a Flip 32 running clean flight, and we've got a FR Sky receiver and a Turnigy 9XR with an FR Sky transmitter. Okay, so the green LEDs on the edge indicate that it's disarmed, the white ones indicate the front, the red ones indicate the back. If the battery was low, any LED configured to show the battery warning would be flashing between red and off. If I was to enable the copter, as in to arm it, with a switch that I've got on my transmitter there, you see that the corner LEDs are configured to show the armed state, and therefore they change between green and blue. You can see the flight modes as well. So that one is, I think that was Horizon there. We've got...
So last but not least, now I've left this one till last. Luke Bannister is 14 years old. He lives in the UK and he is flying FPV like he's been doing it for ages. Now, I would probably have lent towards hating him because I'm so rubbish, but he seems like a really nice lad and he is flying so brilliantly. Take a look at this little video here. Now Luke, as I said, he's only 14, so he's not out there earning 25 grand a year, and we all know what it's like when you've got pocket money. What do you spend it on? I understand already he had to sell his Xbox to pay for his FPV gear, and we know how much 14-year-olds love an Xbox. So I am very interested in sponsoring, as from Crafty Copters, the other branch of RCTV-UK. As soon as the triclone is ready, I'm going to get one of these out to Luke, and I'm going to try to supply him some other gear so that he doesn't then have to purchase motors and ESCs. But money at RCTV is also really tight, so just going to do the best I can to try and get Luke up in the air with one of our kits, and then hopefully as we start to develop the new kits we can continue to sponsor him. I think this lad's got a lot of potential. We've chatted on Facebook. He seems like a really nice level-headed young lad, and he will be getting our full support as soon as we're up to doing that. So there you go guys, that brings us to the end of another week's RCTV news. Don't forget to check out Richard Whelan, that HPI guy's episode on Sunday. He's also doing a news show. I watched last Sunday's episode and you know what? It was quite good. So I'm Matt Barnard for RCTV-UK signing off. Bye for now. By Dennis Borup.